Hi everybody, it's Ginger from In Sheep's Clothing Yarn Shop, located in the northwest corner of Connecticut, and it's Mother's Day. I hope that if you're a mom, that you are enjoying the day. I have been very lazy today. I did not open the shop, although here I am in my store, and I just kind of just wanted to have it take it easy day, so I didn't have any classes or knit-ins today, so I hope that you're all enjoying your day. But I'm spending it here with you, so I'm very happy about that. So, the intro today, I promised last week that I would have a display in my shop window of the emotional support chickens, and I did do that. I'm still be working on it. It's a work in progress. I would like to get some flowers in the window as well. I don't know why I've got marigolds stuck in my head that's what I'd like in there. And I don't know. We'll see. If you have any thoughts about what I could add to the window or maybe change, let me know. I would really love to know that. Otherwise, yes. So whenever I come up with like a window display, I very rarely ever get it done in one shot. I usually need time to think about it, move things around. It could take me a week or so before I get it to be exactly the way that I want. So next week we'll see how the end result of my window is. So, but I did want to show you. I haven't come up with any names yet. Penny is my original. Um, I know that there is emotional support chickens, but I just call them my chickens. So anyway, here I'm pulling hay off of this one. Oh, isn't she so bright and pretty? So, oh, you know what, names? If you have any names, any name thoughts for this chicken and the other one, I only brought one in from the window. I just love the colors are just so fun and happy. This took about no more than a half a ball of Ito from Noro. I don't remember what the color of this one is, but isn't it cute? And then of course she has her little kerchief on as well. But yeah, I'm very pleased with her. So anyway, yes, so my chicken, and I am planning now. It's so funny. Okay, story about my husband. When he first, I was watching a YouTube, and the chicken came up, and he's like, "What is that?" And I whipped up my chicken that I was working on. I said, "That's the emotional support chicken," and he thought, "Oh my God, nuts, nuts, nuts!" And maybe I did tell you this story, but anyway. So this morning I had a question to ask him, and I happened to have both my chickens. I was still just doing last minute the little waddles and all that stuff on the chickens. So anyway, he saw them, and I was explaining to him that I made nesting boxes and I was going to put them in the window. Now, sometimes he can like really just jump right on board and have great suggestions for me and be very, very supportive. And other times he's kind of, he comes around. He might think I'm a little wacky at first, but he'll come around. So anyway, he jumped on, and he's like, "Well, you should really make some small chickens. Have some little chicks." And I'm like, "I'm all over that. That's the next thing." I've made my chickens, although I meant to grab a couple other colors of Ito that I'm crazy about. Beautiful blue and green that would make the most majestic looking chicken. But okay, I've done 3, so now I'm on to small ones. So okay, there she is. Yeah, she needs something bright and pretty for a name, and I have to show you this. I got a box of eyes, and I just adore the color. They're green, that I chose for her eyes. They really do kind of perk her face up a little bit. So let's see. So I was talking. Oh, so I wanted to show you. My sister and we sat down one day, and showed her the chickens, and she was all excited about chickens. So we were talking about. Let me find the pattern that I've got. These are actually, this one's an ornament, and I think this is adorable. And I don't know that this picture is even going to show very well because it's white on white. But aren't they cute? So those are a cute little chick. This is I put this up on my newsletter as an ornament. I think they're adorable. So I'm gonna have to try one of those. But this is the one that I wanted to get onto. This is what I need to do. Tomorrow's my day off, so I will do one of these little chicks. So it's crochet. I think absolutely adorable. So this is called Granny Square Chicken. Crochet designed by Sweet Softies, and this is on Ravelry, and I'll put the information in this description below, along with all the other links to for everything that I talk about in the show. But I think that's adorable, and I can't wait to start. So yes, so I will have more chicks in the window as well, so that will help liven it up a little bit. Let's see what else. What I'm wearing. This is so funny because when I did my What's New Wednesday this week, I showed this on a hanger because I didn't even try it on, because I just assumed this is what it looks like on the model. Very, very pretty. This is Giardino from Louisa Harding, which I just realized I forgot to grab. I'll grab a few colors for you. But I just automatically assumed it looked itty bitty. One of my customers, thank you Dakota, made this for me for the shop, and I just assumed I wouldn't be able to put this on. It's going to be too itty bitty. It's not going to fall in the right places. Just for the heck of it, I just threw it on this afternoon, and I don't think it's that bad on me. You can tell me what honest answers, what you think, honest opinions, what you think. I mean, on her, they come down to her elbow, so I think maybe a little longer would be appropriate, but it doesn't look on me as bad as I expected it to. And it's so light, and I feel pretty in it. I feel so pretty. It's such a easy, pretty pattern. It starts from the bottom up. It takes 2 balls of Giardino, and just 1 second here, I'm just going to grab a couple of the colors so that you can see them. There's a really pretty pink in here, and I'm just going to grab colors here for you. Of course, obviously, it's the color that I'm wearing, but if you want more earthy colors, there's this one here. So as I said, it only takes 2 balls of yarn. Oh, you know what? I think, no, this is slightly different. This has some greens in it. This is color 119. And this is color, oh, they are the same, 119. They're both 119, sorry about that. This one is color, this is violet. This one here that I'm wearing, I think is ocean. So this is violet. It's more purpley with some pinks in it. And that is 126. And this one is called Sweet Pea, 124. So if you like the brighter, cooler colors, that's really pretty. Now this yarn it is a they call it vegan cotton, but cotton obviously is vegan unless there's something I don't know about that. It's a 100-gram ball, and it's 284 yards, and it's 52 cotton and 48 acrylic, and it's like a little tape, and it's nice to work with. So that's such a pretty color. So anyway, yeah, 2 balls, but this would be so easy if you wanted to just add another ball and just, make it longer. Very easy to do that. I think if I were going to do that for myself, I would like it to come to the elbow, so I would do a 3rd ball for that. But I do like it very much. So it's Louisa Harding. It's called Gallet. And I do have it up on the website, and here it is again on her. And here's another picture. So it's very lovely, and it really feels very nice on. This would be so pretty with a nice little dress. So there we go. So that's Gallet. Let's see, what else did I want to say? I want to thank you all for watching. I cannot believe how many subscribers so far, and from where you're watching, I'm totally amazed. Again, I was telling my husband, and sometimes there's certain things that I can say to him that he's like, wow, really? He can be very surprised And actually I'm surprised too, but I mean, and I wish I dug everywhere. And actually I got a really nice text message today from Loretta, who's out in Hawaii, and she's ordered a few things, and she just just started watching. So Loretta, if you're watching, thank you so much. She sent me a postcard, which I was digging around trying to find because I wanted to share it. I put it someplace so safe because I did want to share it. I can't find it. So it will show up when I'm least expecting it. But I thought it was such a sweet thing for a first time viewer to take the time to send me a postcard. Thought that was really lovely of her. And then also the thing that really just, I mean, all over the place, Alaska and some European countries right now that it's not coming to my mind. But I took an order from Singapore. So thank you so much. I mean, what I'd like to do, I've thought about this before on Facebook. I think it would be so much fun to, like, let me know where you're from, like in the comments. I would love to know where you're from, and to see where people are watching from. And I don't have like wall space in the shop here to have a map, but I have thought, and I think I'm going to do this now, is to get one of those cork covered globes, a small one, and just put pins in where you're all from. So, and just every once in a while to be able to show the globe. I don't know, maybe it's corny, but I just think it might be kind of fun to do. So anyway, so in the spirit of that, I would really love it if you would just share where you're from, where you're watching from, in the comments. That would be just really great. So thank you for that in advance. Okay, let's see. So I also wanted to talk today. Well, first let me do this. Books that are on my shelf. And I was happy to see that somebody is so funny because she took a picture and she showed me that she had the book that I talked about last week, Classic British Knits. So this week, what book that I want to show, this is a hardcover book, although I think you can get it in softcover now. It's Knitting in the Nordic Tradition. I love this book. I got this book a really, really long time ago. It was from Lark Books. I don't know if it's still the same company. Rebecca Lynn I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her first name, but it's all about, it just has beautiful, beautiful pictures in it, and just all different types of, I have looked through this book and I have knit things like, they talk about how how shawls are designed in different ways, mittens, all very traditional laces, and it's the kind of book that you could just sit and read through, but also that you can sit and come up with, like I've used some of these lace patterns for some projects in the past. And here we go. I thought this was interesting. The Danish royal family in their traditional knitwear. And then talking about Icelandic sweaters and the really traditional, the lice sweaters that they called the knitting, the Norwegian peasant louse coats they have, it says in here. And then traditional, how they dressed. It's such a great book. And just saying how if you wanted to do some traditional knitting, the stitch patterns, and just lots of great how-tos in here. And I just find it, twine knitting, I just find it very, very interesting book. And this is something that will always stay. Here, patterns for Fair Isle. I would definitely not ever get rid of this book at all. This is staying on my shelf. But I highly recommend that if you have any interest at all in Nordic knitting, or history, knitting history. This is a great book for that. So I highly, highly recommend Knitting in the Nordic Tradition. And as I said, you definitely could still find this book, but it's a beautiful book and a must-have, I think. So I hope that, like I said before, I hope that you're all having a great Mother's Day today. Um, mine, is, as I said, was very quiet. You know what I do? Okay, so this is my Sunday morning. I know I have mentioned finished knits, not finished knits, finished knitting stories with Jana, and I just adore her. I look forward to watching her every week. So I kind of made it like, it's kind of to me like dessert. So at the end of the week, I get the notification that her show is up, but I like to like savor it and wait. So Sunday morning, my husband usually is already off and maybe has taken the dog out for a ride or something. But I will kind of sleep in a little bit, and even if I don't, I will get up, and it's kind of like my breakfast in bed, or like I said, my dessert. I will put the YouTube on, and I will watch Donna. I just, it's just such a treat for me, and and then I might, maybe watch another couple while I'm at it. But yeah, that is my Sunday ritual now. So yeah. I hope that if you have not seen her show, that you do take the time. I'll make sure I put that in the notes too. But find her. She's great. She's so much fun, and she's an amazing knitter too. And I love everything that she makes. I was just watching Grocery Girls is another one that I watch, and I just watched one the other day, and I know there was something on there that they were making, or they made, oh, it's the Granny Square sweater. I keep seeing it, and it's like, I mean, it's not something I would wear, but I would love to make it. It makes such a statement. So I'm tempted, and I'm kind of in the mood to do some crochet. So, and I'm seeing so many beautiful, I think I got kind of off granny squares because I think I was getting tired of the black edging on them, but you're seeing so many now with the cream edging or gray, light, like a light gray, and I think that's given it a fresh look, another way to look at the granny square, and I think that's great. So I think it's giving it an additional life now. So that might be fun to do, because if I were going to do it, I would definitely do it with a lighter trim around it. So another thing now, I don't know if you all, there are certain magazines that I still get. I have really kind of trimmed down. Well, of course, magazines have kind of trimmed down anyway. But most of the magazines that I get now that I still subscribe to are, I do weave and I do spin. Oh, at least I used to in my other life. So I still get those magazines. So I just got my new summer hand woven, and I still haven't really had much of it. I took a quick peek through it, and it kind of excited me because it was a very colorful issue, and there were a bunch of things in here that was like, ooh, something I would like to try, or something I've been thinking about, and oh, somebody's actually been working on this. If you're a weaver, you might know about clasp weft weaving, but this is on 8 shafts, and it's an interesting way. I do it on rigid heddle, but it's a interesting way of working with 2 different yarns or 2 different colors, and you clasp the yarn and you can move it around to create different shapes. And so it's an interesting technique. So if you are into weaving, check that out. But I think it's really interesting that they have done it with on the harness loom. And here's one of the projects that they did. And you can see here how you've got your patterning, and then you don't. You just have this, I have to really read it to really understand what's going on here. But the pattern is in a solid color rather than the 2 colors. Cascading color scarves. So, and that looks really very doable. Oh, and then they have coarse spun rug. And I think, actually, this is a rug issue, so they have some other things for rugs. But, oh yeah, and this was interesting to me too. I used to buy these things called, well, I don't know if they called them worms or not, but they were from Pendleton They were these, like, I don't want to say scraps, but they were chenille pieces, and I would weave with them. So I thought that was very interesting because this actually talks about making your own chenille to weave with. So talk about doing something right from the beginning. That was very interesting. So it's calling Weaving a Twice Woven Rug. So this is something that will I need to go and read through. Another magazine. I do get another, I'll talk about this first, the Spin-Off magazine. So I still get this because I still enjoy it. But every once in a while I'll get an issue where there's something that really catches my attention. And I just thought there's a lot of things in the Spin-Off because, all right, you're spinning your own yarn, but you're either weaving with it or you're knitting with it. So quite often they have some really nice patterns. And I thought this was a really adorable pattern for a pair of socks. They're little short socks. But isn't that cute? So even if you didn't spin your own yarn, it's a cute pattern. And it's always very interesting to read about spinning, and it's lots of history, and so even if you might not be a spinner, it might be, or you might just have a slight interest in it, you might want to pick up a copy just to take a look. Like, I love this. And I'll talk about this another day, but I am not a lover of cotton. Knitting with it, I don't mind so much weaving with it, but knitting with it I really don't like doing. But I do enjoy spindle spinning cotton. So this is what natural and not even white. This is brown cotton, hand spun. So that is something, and there's something about summer, and I don't know whether it's because I learned to spin in the summer, and I learned to weave in the summer as well. So whenever summer comes around, I just get this urge to pick up, like a spindle or to start weaving again. So yes, I'm looking forward to summer too. Maybe this is the year that I will actually really do something. And maybe because of YouTube here, it's very helpful if you kind of give me the little, hey, remember such and such, remember this. Sometimes I need a little kick or a little pinch to remind me of things. So yeah, that might be nice to remind, like, remember you wanted to do a little spinning this summer, especially a little cotton spinning. That would be great. So anyway, I do enjoy sometimes some of the Spin-Off magazines. It's like right up my alley. Everything that's in there is something that I'm interested in. So it's always nice, and it's always such a nice colorful cover. Now, another magazine that I like to get too, and this is geared more towards, well, it's called Little Looms. So it's geared more towards like the little, what do they call them? Well, rigid heddle looms, tapestry looms, pin looms, that's the word I want, pin looms. So it's all like smaller projects, but they always take it, there's some very interesting things. Look at this. I mean, Little Loom. This is done on a rigid heddle. So you can really do some very, very more complex things, very interesting things on these smaller looms. Here, this is what I was talking about, the pin looms. And also there's something about summer that, you want to pick up. It's more conducive to picking up, to me, a pin loom and working on it. Look at this. This is done. That's the clasped weft weaving I was talking about. But those are some of the patterning that you could do with it. So very interesting. So I'll need to talk about that, maybe show some of that. Oh, actually, you know what? Sorry, tapestry. That was tapestry. It reminded me of clasp weft because you can get that look with it. So I'm kind of right there. Yeah, tapestry weaving. Ugh. It's not really my cup of tea, but I appreciate it so much. So Little Looms, and this is something that you can get from, what's the name? It's called Long Thread Media. So you can get it on, you can get it online, to subscribe it. You could get the digital, or you can get, the print. These kind of things I like to have print. Sometimes it's handy to have it digitally, Ideally, both ways is great, but if I can only do it one way, I'd prefer to have it in paper. Okay, now I talked about this on Facebook probably a year or two ago. 2 years ago, because this is fall 2022. And there is, okay, this is the Little Looms. There is, I'm not a quilter. And I doubt that I'll ever be a quilter, but there's some small projects that really catch my attention, and this one did. Now, this is called Crotachrome Quilt, and I know there's a quilting, and I don't know what you call it. Oh, they calls it rag quilt finishing. I adore this. I think this would be so fun. So what you do is you weave the centers, and then you do this quilting process to the rest of it, which I'm just not, I can't even talk about it because I would need to do this. But the squares are done on one of these little looms. It's called a zoom loom, and it's, you know, one of those, the pin looms. And I went nuts, and I went and I ordered a bunch of them for the shop, and I never got around to doing it myself. So every summer I keep saying, this is the loom. But every summer I say I'm going to do this project because I really want it. I have to think about what I want to weave it in. Yeah, I have to really think about that one. But yeah, so it comes in this little box, little directions, but it's you just follow directions. There's all different kinds of squares that you can make on this, but there's a basic square, and that's what that pattern calls for. And yeah, I that's on my to-do list for this summer, but that would be so much fun. But this, I don't know, well, the magazine was from 2022, but I'm sure that you can go and find the digital copy of this if you're interested in something like that, or just interested in little looms anyway. And I do carry those. Oops. Okay, so yeah, I think I've kind of gone through everything I was going to talk about today. What else? I think that's it. I'm kind of hoping, I don't feel like cooking tonight, so I'm trying to think of what else I could possibly do, short of going out to dinner, because Mother's Day, we've had this happen so many times. Last minute, my husband will say, oh, let's go out to eat. And it's like, Mother's Day is not the day to just like, we're going to just show up in a restaurant and get something to eat. We do have one restaurant here in town that there's a lot of turnover inside the restaurant. So, I mean, they really move people in and out. It's still not a great day to go out to eat, though, but I don't know. I need to figure out something. I'm so sick of doing takeout, too, but I certainly do not feel like cooking. But anyway, that's my problem. But maybe when I go home, my husband will surprise me and come up with something other than me cooking dinner tonight. Okay. So anyway, I think I'm going to call it a day today. And I will look forward to seeing you again next week. Again, if you have any thoughts about my window, I would love to hear it. If you'd like to let me know where you're from, I would love to have you mention that in the comments as well. But you have a good rest of the week, and happy Mother's Day, everybody, and I will see you again. You all take care. Bye-bye.